So like right now is that dead air I'm talking about? Like if we were able to have something like cool.
Are we starting the show now?
Bradford, that's up to you.
What's up, Sitters? This is Bradford Douglas along with Joey Edge.
Sitters, what's good?
And Chris Martinez.
What's happening, man?
And we are front porch sitting. And sorry, I'm used to Tyler like giving me like a mouse signal.
That's okay, buddy. That's okay.
I think when he said we're live, that means like we're live.
We are live now. So thanks for joining us, Sitters. I'll be better next week.
But I hope so. It can't be worse.
There it is. That's true. Anyways, tonight we're going to cover Florida. We're going to start with them because they have a game this week.
Nope,
we're not going to start with them.
We're
Just
gonna
kidding. We're going to start with Florida State.
Yep.
Because we don't have a game this week, and we're just going to review our game. And then we're going to move to Florida, where we cover last week's game and talk about what's looking ahead.
You think Brad read the show notes? I know he did. That's the worst part about it. Is I'm positive he read them.
I skimmed them.
Oh man! All right, you want me to do it? You want me to like run that back?
Yeah, let's try that again.
So while everyone's jumping in, hey, tell a friend if you're in. We appreciate you, Sitters. Yeah, so we're like those of you who are listening on the podcast, we're live, so we're still working through some kinks, but we're gonna go over Florida State first.
Yes.
Review that LSU victory they had. We're gonna deep dive in that a little bit.
A little bit.
Are you cool with that?
I am.
Okay.
Can't wait, actually.
Yeah. And then we're gonna switch over to the number 12 ranked Gators. We'll review their win over top 10 Utah, and then we will switch to an upcoming game versus the Wildcats of Kentucky.
Right. Just kind of go back to back with them.
Yeah, we'll go review, preview. If we have time at the end, I really don't know that we will. If we have time at the end, we may go some NFL stuff. But it's going to be a full show. We have show notes every week. I know people think we don't have show notes. We actually do have show notes.
They're very legit too.
Yeah, they are. It's like a whole thing. Tyler has upgraded us tremendously, whether we wanted to or not. But they're full. They've never been this full.
Right. The most full by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fullest I've ever seen them. You two did a really great job.
Thanks, Brad.
Also, great job, Chris. That's how I'm going to sound next week, Sitters. Stay tuned.
Of me doing your job?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Joey?
Yeah, no, I just got a couple of shout-outs before we get started. One to Matthew Mahoney of Mahoney Media. He sent us some excellent gear. We haven't gotten everything quite squared away just yet as far as, we have a couple of new cameras. So we're going to get those squared away pretty soon. Yeah.
These awesome cups.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mahoney
Matthew.
Media.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
But Matt's done a tremendous job of being just a liaison for us and helping us as much as he possibly can. And he's been in this industry for quite a while. So his opinions and his thoughts are always welcome to us. And we appreciate everything he's done for us because he's been a tremendous help. Big fan of that. Thank you, Matt. My cousin Terrence, I didn't tell you guys about this, but so Terrence has sent me like a little voiceover for the last 2 weeks. Now the first week I completely forgot. My bad. Completely forgot. My fault all the way around. I do that every week. Now people just get to see me doing stupid stuff like that.
Happens.
Shut up, Brad. But so the first week I completely forgot. The last week I at least sent it to Tyler, and then we both forgot, so I didn't feel so bad. I wanted to put them in the end of the show, right? And just it's like a little NASCAR bit or whatever. Well, he hit a 5,000 to 1 winner this past week.
No.
So he could have helped the Sitters out.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
5,000 to 1?
Yep.
Good job, Terrence.
Yep.
I mean, that's not quite a 9,000 to 1 horse bet.
That's what you get. That's
By
the karma.
5,000, I meant 500, not 5,000.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Well, it's still really good.
Yeah.
We won't ever turn down that money. Brad, did you just swallow a fly? what just happened? Did anyone see that?
No.
You didn't see it? He was in the middle of making a point. He went,
I hiccuped. What?
Oh man, okay. I didn't know that's what that was. I apologize. Whoa, that was crazy. Let's get into it. Oh wait, I have a shout out to Terrence. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joey sucks. And,
Yeah, that's me. That's all me, Terrence.
Joey sucks.
That's just brutal. No, so my coworkers, they had like a conference they went to. Lee Clark, Mr. Mesnard, Curtis Mesnard. He's been a long time listener.
He has been. Yes.
He did just turn Lee Clark on to watching the show or
Yes, sir.
listening to the show.
Yes, sir.
And then our assistant superintendent, Chris McCusker. They were all in the car together, heading home from the conference, and Mesnard was like, "Hey, let's turn on Martinez and the guys. Y'all got to hear it." And they actually really liked it. They're like, "Man, this is awesome." So,
big fan.
So Lee is a huge Arkansas fan, and so he was like, "Hey, give my Razorbacks some love." So we may talk about him a little bit.
Yeah,
Lee.
we foreshadow. We may make that happen.
Yeah, Lee's a cool dude. I talked to him after the game Friday night, and he said the only thing the show needs is more Bradford.
He's the director of music operations for our football team.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's the DJ. He's the one that plays the music. He plays
Does a great job.
all the music. He knows when to do it too.
Yeah, I too have a shout out. Wesley Robinson, he works with me. He's been making sure to text me and call me every week and tell us we do a good job. So that was pretty cool. Thanks, Wes. We appreciate that.
Love shout outs.
Yeah. Hunter has shouted out Shaheem Brown, which I plan on getting there eventually.
No, not yet. Do the ad read.
Oh, we'll do that.
This guy's off the rails tonight.
He's reading the comments now. He can't help it.
We have so many things going on, Sitters. We have so many things going on, and my attention is everywhere. So
Or nowhere at the same time, which is fantastic.
But while we are talking about ad read, it is time to talk about JW Weaponry. They are the premier gun store in the South, and they are always loaded. Go see those guys. John is actually just a stand-up guy and fun to talk to. Joey, give him the number.
Yeah, the number's 386-243-8587 to JW Weaponry. Yeah, like Brad said, great people, great prices, guaranteed. And if you mention the front porch, you'll get 5% off. So that's always a plus.
For sure. Love John and the wonderful folks at JW Weaponry.
Sorry, Joey's reading the comments now. And
I think that this. So here's what we've added. Listen, you podcasters, you can't see it. So we added a monitor, a TV, and it's got the live feed up, so we can see ourselves talk. And I got to work on like makeup. I think I got to do makeup, but it's not pretty. I apologize. But we can also now read the comments live, which I thought was going to be helpful, but it appears to be kicking Brad's backside right now. Brad's reading all the comments. Shout out Hunter Williams. Hunter Williams is the one leaving the comments. We'll get to Shaheem, I promise, and he's never going to stop with the horse bet. We know that.
Ever.
Yeah.
Until next year, and then he will probably continue to ride that pony.
I'm never giving that up.
Nah, nor should you. No,
absolutely not. You ready to do the let's jump into the pick'em.
Yeah, let's go pick him right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's stall a little bit to give Tyler a little bit of time to get.
He don't need to stall. Look, bank.
Oh,
he's ready.
Lord. All right. First game is Florida and Kentucky. Florida is minus 6.5. Is that right? I can't see that screen. Minus 5.5. There's minus 6.5 on my book. Then we got Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is plus 6 at home. And then we got South Carolina at Arkansas. What's the line on that? 8.5. Minus 8.5 to Arkansas. And then the last game is Alabama minus 20.5 at Texas. So yeah, four of the better games this week. As good as last week was, this week's a little down on the slate. So
yeah, not great. Not a great. It's college football, so it's gonna be wonderful. But
right.
As far as the competitive games or thought to be, we're a little leaving a little bit left to be desired here.
Let's skip Florida. We'll wait till afterwards.
And that's the easiest one for me. All right, yeah, that's cool.
Well, we can give our picks on Florida, and you hold off.
That's fine too. Either way.
You go ahead and give yours. I'll hold mine.
Give me Florida minus 5.5. That's an easy one for me. I will.
What if the number was 6.5?
I would still take Florida.
Okay, I thought
after
so.
that, after that performance from last week, they have changed my mind a little bit. They're a little more. They're better than I thought they were going to be. I'm a first-year head coach. You never really know, and those guys, they're pretty good.
Yep. Tennessee at Pitt. Pitt is getting what, 6?
Yeah, Pitt's getting 6 at home.
Where are you at on that?
Give me Pitt plus 6. I think their D line can cause a little bit of havoc, and I don't trust Josh Heupel, as you guys know quite well, to make a back-to-back wins. I just don't trust him to do it against anybody. Don't care who.
Brad?
I also think Tennessee needs to sit down, and I'll take Pitt plus 6.
Christopher.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and hammer Tennessee. I'm also on Pitt
Oh,
here.
God. Yep.
Yeah.
Hit Tennessee now.
No, seriously. A lot. Just a lot on the Volunteers because when we do this, it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
I'm also on the Pitt Panthers.
That's not great.
Nope.
South Carolina at Arkansas. South Carolina is getting 8.5 on the road. I'll let one of you two go first.
That's tough, but I think I'm going to go Arkansas at home -8.5. Arkansas.
Go ahead.
I like South Carolina. I battle of probably a touch overrated quarterbacks than Spencer Rattler and KJ Jefferson. But I'm going to take South Carolina in the 8.5. It should more than a touchdown is too much for me. If it was less than a touchdown, I would probably take Arkansas. But more than a touchdown, I'm getting the value there.
For my boy Lee Clark here, I'm going to go Pig Suey. We're going to go the Razorbacks. I like Sam Pittman. Did you hear his post game?
I'm a big fan of Sam Pittman.
What do you say? I don't condone it or I don't promote it or something, but I do like me a cold beer after a game, and I too may like a cold beverage after a game.
That's right.
So
right.
give me Arkansas.
Yeah, give me that guy. I'm good with that. Last one, Alabama at Texas. Texas is catching 20.5.
I'll go first since I have not yet. Dude, first of all, 20.5 is a lot of points. It's freaking 3 touchdowns. At home, like that's absolutely getting embarrassed at home.
11 a.m. kick.
Yeah, I think that only hurts Texas. Honestly, believe it or not, I think Bama, they're machines, they're robots. I don't think they could be 8 a.m.
That's why I agree with that.
It does not matter at all.
Yeah.
Sark hasn't got to play Saban yet.
Nope.
Yeah. Good luck. Give me the Tide and they cover.
Did you happen to see what Saban said?
No, but please enlighten me.
They asked about playing, former coach, and they know you pretty well, and blah blah blah. And he goes, "Yeah, we know them pretty well too." So we're not worried about that. They got to play us. 3 touchdowns is a lot. 3 touchdowns is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Bijan Robinson is the best back in college football. Give me Texas to cover 20.5.
Okay.
After last week and watching Alabama recover that ridiculous spread, I mean, against a bad team, that's still a lot of points put up. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Tide. Marty threw in some picks for us, guys. He took the Gators, Pitt, South Carolina, and Alabama. Nice, Marty. I like that.
Big fan. Yep. Hunter said the same. So.
Yep. Cool.
Y'all.
Joey, how did we do last week? By the way, do you know? I think I went 3-1.
We'll get back with you on that.
Okay.
We haven't tallied it up yet, but I think you are 3-1.
I think so.
But we don't want to. Yeah, we normally have that prepared. We kind of forgot.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just remembered right the second we did forget. So all right.
It's cool. Florida State, or what? Is there anything before that we want to cover?
I think we can cover everything else like while we're covering what we're gonna cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and Kyle Williams had a question on the Twitter feed. If you wanna get into that a little bit. Hey,
yeah.
I'll read it. Hey guys, I have a question for the show. Did the UF and FSU games change your season outlook or record prediction for either team, and if so, how?
So I'm gonna go with Florida State. No. Primarily because Sam Hartman just got cleared. So good for him. He had a blood clot is what it was. He got medically cleared. Sam Hartman, Wake Forest quarterback. I had him not playing, which adjusted that percentage pretty good bit.
Right.
And so I had Florida State, LSU pretty much coin flip. So it doesn't move it a win for me. It may be a little bit, but like for as far as the Seminoles are concerned, not a ton.
I mean, I had them teetering between 7-5 and 8-4. I still think 7-5 and 8-4 is pretty realistic.
What's more likely?
8-4, I think right now.
I think sitting 2-0, and after the performance of the ACC,
right.
I think the conference. I think there's some games that we had as coin flips that maybe bumped 10% in the right way.
I think Florida. I know, like for me personally, like my win total, I had them at 9-3, and so I don't think that's. I don't think that's any different. I think it's still 9-3.
You think so? It moved it a little bit for me. We're going to talk about the Utah game. I don't think it moves it a full win, though, Joey. For me, I don't think it moves it a full win. It's like I really like Kyle's question because it does change how I view both teams.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes the win-loss like prediction enough to move it like a full win or full loss. Well, definitely not a loss, but full win in the direction.
Yeah. Okay, I'll buy that story. So let's go ahead and get into Florida State, Chris.
Yeah, my uncle's he hopped in. He also went Gators, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Texas. So
Okay.
yeah, I shout out to my people. Thank you. I appreciate y'all listening.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep track of y'all's picks, and y'all can see how you did against us. Just give us an honest number, and we'll let you know how bad you beat Joey at the end of the year.
Wow.
Oh man. Hey, was there any high school football?
I've already checked my phone, Clayton. I'll get back to you, though. Yes, there was some high school football this weekend, Chris. I see that you wanted to jump into that.
I was hoping you would do it. I didn't want to be that guy, but I will be that guy.
Because I talked about it, and I forgot to put it in my show notes. I'm like, Brad, I can only read the show notes. I can't.
Well, when I ask you, I said, is there anything else you want to talk about? I just teed that one up real fat. I just need you to.
Joey
Never was a good hitter, buddy. You should have given me a mid or something. I could have thrown it at that. I don't know, but
we hide the baseball glove from you now.
we do. Where is it? Never mind.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So Friday night, Columbia High traveled. My son's team, my hometown team, traveled to Union County to play your current football team, and your Union County Tigers. They went out on top in that one.
We did. What did you think about the atmosphere for a Friday night high school football game?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I think Union County's always done it right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they've always been good, but anytime. The proverbial big brother comes to town.
Yep.
You could tell that they felt disrespected by having that title, that tag.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. They should feel disrespected by that.
Well, it's a small school.
It is, but still, it is what it is. Thank you.
I don't think it's too much of a rivalry. I'll be honest. They haven't
not,
played in 100
years.
years.
They don't play anymore in football. But no, man, the atmosphere was really good. I thought the student section for Union County showed out. I thought it was pretty good. I thought, just the overall atmosphere, the everything about it was first class, I thought.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was obviously I had that one circled on my calendar, had been for a while. Said all the right things, of course, leading up to it, and I'm going to continue that trend here. Joey, the one thing I would say is, like, I just think like kids are going to talk, like young athletes are going to talk, like that's normal, right? Like I expect that. But I think what caught me off guard was like the adults in the room that were talking a little bit, which again I didn't address at all. But it's like one of those things that you see it, you like lock it in, and you just kind of like remember that,
right?
And so like it was for me, the craziness was like the lack of humbleness that was coming from like some adults in the room, which was like it was kind of blowing me a little bit. I didn't understand
Not
that.
this particular room.
No.
Okay.
Like just one example, and I won't get into any names or anything, but like when the game was scheduled, I had someone like reach out to me and like laugh like kind of in my face, like, oh, what do y'all got? Well, y'all gonna schedule us? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I like that. Log that, remember that. There was a bunch of stuff I had bookmarked. I didn't really go do anything. I didn't go like anything, be petty, but I enjoyed that one, Joey. I enjoyed that one.
You think I don't know that, Chris?
I enjoyed that one.
I had to talk to my son first because he's my son and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
But you were second on my list, and I can't say I've been more proud of you in your situation ever, probably.
Well, I appreciate it.
Even in the Final Four run that you guys had in 2015 at Columbia, like I enjoyed that, and that was fun. And watching you coach, because you have such a passion for the kids, and the kids love you as much as you love them.
Yeah.
And so that's always been a treat for just an outsider, just looking at it to see. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. There's a lot of people that feel that way. So what you do does not go unnoticed. But yeah, I was proud of you. It was good for me to see you that happy. It sucked for me because my son was a little pissed. And by a little I mean a lot. I've never seen him so mad in my life, actually. I haven't. I've never seen him show that kind of emotion. So that it was good and bad for me that he showed emotion.
Yeah.
Because as a parent. I love to see a competitor.
Yep.
And I haven't seen him have that kind of fire in him. So that was good to see. But at the same time, as a coach, I've always been told no emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't show emotion. And so when I pulled him off to the side after the the game or whatever, he said bad words to me for the first time, like truly at me.
Right.
Not to me, but like just said them.
Conversation. With
right.
you.
Conversation.
Right.
And the first thing I said was, hey man, you can't do that. However, I don't know where to go from here because I don't know if I'm happy that you're this mad or that I'm mad that you're this mad. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but it was fun. It was a fun atmosphere, fun game. You guys played really well.
Yeah. it wasn't about like the thing too all week. I didn't want it to be about me. Like for me, it was about like there was that aspect and that like level to it.
Right.
But, like I didn't want my kids. I didn't want them to. It wasn't about me. But like we had the saying all week. Coach Reed, our staff is incredible. Like they're really like Coach
yes.
Riley. Like the game plan that we came up with, we all put our heads together. He was like, "Hey, can we stop him in the run game with 3?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And so we played 3 down linemen the entire night.
Right.
Against us like a 6-7 man box.
Yeah.
And played 3 linemen. And we were able to stop them. They didn't try to run the football. We didn't think they were. But like the game plan was really, really good by the staff as a whole. And then like the kids executed. Like all week long we said, like the saying was like hungry dogs run faster. Like that was the saying. Like hungry dogs run faster.
That's right.
Like, who wants it more is like, how we'll see what happens. What's up?
That's awesome, and shout out to Benton Edge. That's a great kid. Real quick side note: I came over to watch some of the game with Joey the other night. No, it's funny because I came over to watch some of the Florida game with Joey the other night, and the first
Brad,
thing,
this is probably not something we should say.
No, the first thing Benton looked over and he says, "Where's your friend?" And I just thought that was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Brad just killed the entire story.
Absolutely. It's okay. I'm done with it. We can move on. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed that one. It was that team that's so talented as Columbia. Like they're not done at all. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they're so good. That's what made it so rewarding. Is they are so good, so talented. But let's get into Florida State. We can get off that.
Yeah. Before we get into Florida State, let's do Josh's ad read. Josh's barbershop.
Yeah.
Because we both went and got haircuts for Thursday, right?
We did. Yeah, a big game coming up. We had to have it.
That's right. I wanted to look good in the stands, and you wanted to look good on the sideline. So we went to Josh's barbershop because he's the only one that can make either one of us look good. And Tyler, apparently. Right, Tyler? Come on. Yeah. Anyways, definitely text Josh. Do not call him. Text him at 247-1430, and he will he'll get you on the schedule and get you hooked up with the freshest cut in town. All right, now we can get into Florida State. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Where do you want to start, Chris? Do you just want a random first time 2-0 since 2016?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think so let's go like broad picture here. So I think like it's weird, and I don't want to start like on a negative. I don't want to start on a negative, but like
here we are.
It's weird that like Florida State still moves the needle. Like they still move the needle. Like so many people, and I get it. There was only game on Sunday night. But there's a lot of opinions about like Florida State as a team, and as a fan, I was texting with Trey Lee, and I was like, "Bro, I'm just happy that we won."
Right.
Like the last 5 years, 6 years, however many years you want to go back, Florida State doesn't win that game. Like they just do not win that football game. They find a way to lose it. They tried to. We had to like it got sketchy in a hurry. Like they would have lost that game in the previous years.
Right.
And so like I'm just happy as hell as a fan that they won that game.
Right.
So like there's no part of me that's gonna be watching that game like analytically trying to break it down. In that moment, like I'm just happy that we won.
Absolutely.
Like can I just be happy that we won? Like I'm a fan. Like we're gonna get on here Wednesday and we can break it down a little further. But like in the moment, like I'm just happy we won. Like,
as well you should be.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Seminole fans were. Like it was refreshing because we have like as a fan base we haven't got to experience that in a really long time. I don't care if LSU is mid or terrible. Like. Okay, Florida State's been mid or terrible. They won 5 games last year and then 3 the year before.
That's pretty mid.
8 in 2 years. No, it's below mid. 8 in 2 years. Like, people are mad that Florida State's happy about winning a football game. Like, dude, those have been hard to come by lately for us.
Yeah,
especially on a national stage.
Did it surprise you that Florida State won?
Kind of a little bit, but no, not really. Like I truly saw that going one of 2 ways. Like I mean,
yeah,
obviously it's going to be a win or a loss, but I really could have saw a scenario where it went both ways.
No, I agree with that. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan. We all know that. This is nothing new at all. Not a Brian Kelly fan. I wasn't sold on Jaden Daniels either.
Yeah,
and he struggled a bit.
He did.
But I thought that LSU's defensive line and linebackers could kind of stymie Florida State a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Norvell and who's the offensive coordinator? What's his name?
Alex Atkins.
Thank you, Alex Atkins. They came up with a dynamic, really good game plan. They executed said game plan very, very well.
Yeah.
And kind of eliminated that defensive line. Not eliminated, but controlled. They were able to have a game plan to control what they needed to control, and they did that. And they did that really, really well.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from Florida State. Whether LSU's good, bad, and different, Florida State had a game plan, executed said game plan. Probably should have scored after the first muffed punt. Definitely should have scored after the second muffed punt. They made some mistakes, Chris. I'm not saying that the staff didn't make mistakes. I'm not saying that the players didn't make mistakes. But ultimately what happened was a win that they deserved to have. They deserved that win.
I agree. I felt pretty comfortably that they outplayed LSU. And at times, I felt like they handled LSU.
Right.
Now, I know like the stats and stuff get skewed because they have 100-yard drive. Like, and then 7 points get added on. It's like I understand like the analytical side and like people really want to dive into that. Like, and I get that. But like at the end of the day, my eyes told me, and I don't know what your eyes tell you. Like, I thought Florida State was in control of that game for the majority of the game.
I thought they should have won by 2 to 3 touchdowns.
I wholeheartedly. So here's a swing. Somebody, whatever. I saw where it was like it wasn't a 2-score game. Yeah, okay, it was a 1-score game. The ball's at the 1-yard line. They pitch it in the end zone, and they don't pitch it. I'm sorry. If they run the ball, they score from the 1 after the muff punt. Right. Then they're up 2 scores. Most likely LSU's gonna drive the field or whatever, but they may not drive the field. Like they're down 2 scores.
Yeah, they probably don't score in that scenario.
They're gonna have to really push the ball down the field. They need 2 scores in a minute and a half, not 1 score.
Absolutely.
So that's a 2-score game right there, just by itself. So is my dad arguing in the comments?
No,
okay.
He's not.
I see him and Hunter going back and forth.
No, they're feeding off each other.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I take it back. No, so I mean. I thought like it was definitely a 2-score game. So can we go to the halftime?
I was just about that's where I was about to go. Yes.
Yeah. Where are you at on that? Or you want to lay that out for the people what it was, or I can do it because I know exactly what it was.
You got it.
It was 4th and 2 from the 8.
Mm-hmm. How much time was left?
Not much. Like maybe less than a minute.
No, it was definitely less than a minute.
Okay.
I thought it was less than 20 seconds.
I did too.
Okay, well, less than a minute. No, at no point was the other team going to try and go 92 yards.
No,
they were not going to put a drive together. They're probably going to take a knee or. At worst, throw a screen or a draw if they pop it, maybe. But they're going to go into the half. Florida State is up 1 score at the time?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So, yes, they were. I'm sorry. Up 1 score. I have no issue whatsoever making the call to say we're going to go for it on 4th down. I have no issue at all. You have Mike Norvell has won 8 games in 2 years. Like, he needs this win. The risk to reward on getting it and not getting it is way valued towards getting it.
Right.
Because it's 14 points, and you get the ball out of half. And so many people I've said, and people that know football that I really respect, are like, you got to take the points. As if the points are guaranteed. Kickers kicked the ball out of bounds twice and missed a field goal, bro. Are we confident in that guy? It's a kickoff, Joey. He's kicking it out of bounds. He has 53 yards. Either way.
Right.
Don't kick it out of bounds. I'm personally not confident in that.
Yeah.
That's a tight angle? No, hell no. How demoralizing is it if you try to kick it and then you miss it?
It's way more demoralizing that way than if you go for it and miss it.
I'm all for now. Maybe don't throw the fade to the short guy. But okay, that's the other people say. Oh, receiver, throw it to the guy at 6'7". Yeah, I agree, but he had 2 drops already. And then Micah Pittman, he's the one. He wins every one-on-one in practice, and he was hoping ball hit him in the hand, catch the ball.
Right.
It's like I'm not going to nitpick and like go through every single decision that coach has with a fine-tooth comb. I don't want anybody to do that with me because I'm not perfect. Shit. But like, I don't know, man. I didn't have any issue with it whatsoever. Brad, what did you think about when they went for it down there on 4th down?
Personally, loved the call. I think it showed faith in the offense. I thought it was him showing that Jordan Travis could take the ball and do what he needed to do and try and go up and put that game away early. Like, I think it showed a lot of faith in the offense, which they may not have had in prior seasons.
Well, I'm with both of you. I think for me personally, I like the decision to go because of, like you said earlier. You're gonna get, if you get that and then you score, like not necessarily on that play, but if you get the first down and you score and you go up 2 scores and then you get the ball back at a halftime and you go up 3 scores, it's night time.
They showed no signs of life, right?
None,
like
zero. Other than the first drive where Daniels just ran the ball down the field by himself.
Yeah.
And then they put a stop to that, and then they had nothing.
That was it. I agree. Let me go over win expectancy.
Yeah.
So like going like deep diving into the numbers here. Okay. So like I'll dive into the analytical side too. Like your cursor's on. I can't read it. 65% win percent chance if they make the field goal. right? So if they kick the field goal at halftime and they make it, then I couldn't read it. You were on.
I thought you were talking about Tyler. I was like,
no.
I'm in his cursor.
So we actually
I had my finger on it. I guess
we actually have show notes. You can't see that, but like Joey's. Like whatever, his name was over the top of the number.
My bad.
65% chance to make the field goal, like win if they make it.
Yeah.
If they score a touchdown there, it jumps to 78%. No, that's huge. That's huge. Like you absolutely, the right call is to go for it. Like taking the points, I get it. But
I think game flow has a lot to do with it, and that's another reason I think going for it right there is fine.
Like they hadn't really like Florida State absolutely like stymied them on while they were on defense. Like they had everything. Their first round receiver, who now doesn't even care about LSU anymore. Like we made him quit. Like
legitimately,
he doesn't even want to play anymore. But like he had like one target, had no yards. It was they had the answer. I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine with going for it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick about LSU. Does Brian Kelly make it 2 years?
I don't know, man. Did you see his press conference today where like the reporters like showed up late and he was like, well maybe
she showed up. I saw a TikTok from her actually. I don't know why it popped up on my For You page, but it did. She said that she got there. So the presser was supposed to start at noon. She got there at 11:57. He started early. And then, but she said, she's like, I have a good relationship with him. I know I can joke with him because he's going to joke back with me.
Oh, okay.
She went to him after the press conference and said, listen, I shouldn't have said that. That's my fault. And he's like, I don't care. Like, just give me my $10.
Yeah.
She's like, you make a lot more money than me. And he's like, yeah, all right, fine.
All right.
So, like, they were cool with it. Everything was good there.
I don't know. It's not a great
still,
fit. We've said it from the beginning. It's not a great fit. I don't think Brian Kelly. He's a good coach. His
I'm not saying he's not a good coach.
He has more wins than Nick Saban.
That's asinine to me.
It's
that
crazy.
Makes no sense.
It's real though.
It might be real, but is he a better coach than Nick Saban?
No.
Absolutely
Give me Nick Saban even at while he's 90 years old. But but I don't know that it works at LSU. I really don't know.
No, the demographic of children is a little different there, and the way we play football in the South in high school and even in college is different than how they play it up north. That's not like I don't know, just his demeanor doesn't seem to fit the South, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Is there any questions specifically, Brad or Joey, that you had about like Florida State, like about the game or anything that you wanted me to address? While you're thinking, I will tell you, I thought the linebackers played exceptional. Tatum Bethune is a monster. I tried to tell everybody that.
Yep.
Kalen DeLoach has absolutely come on. He's a monster. And then the front, like, my God, Jared Verse had 3 sacks.
Jared Verse was really good.
Oh, my God, he's
played
so
out of his
good.
mind.
He's so good.
Yeah.
The first long run is on him, though, because I don't think he anticipated to knock back their 5-star left tackle like the way he did. He put that kid in the freaking blender. I don't think he expected it to go. So he lost the edge because he pushed him too far back. It was crazy. But it was a huge play. It can't happen.
Hunter, he recruited the non-great players. Hunter said that Brian Kelly recruited the South very well whenever he was at Notre Dame, and he did, but he didn't recruit the same guys that Clemson and Alabama was recruiting.
No, because Notre Dame has different academic requirements.
Exactly.
So you're not recruiting the same type of kid.
Can't.
So I understand he still can recruit well, but he's recruiting Kyle Hamilton, like he's
right.
Really great player, but academic standards at Notre Dame are far and away different than anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was going to ask something about Florida State. Do you have anything, Brad?
Yeah, we heard about the hype of Jordan Travis all offseason. You said you didn't really want to address it until you actually seen him play. They said he was the healthiest he's ever been. He has taken big steps as a passer. Did he meet your expectations, exceed them? What you think?
He exceeded them because LSU had a pretty good game plan. Y'all will not run the football.
Right.
And Jordan Travis has to beat us with his arm. I didn't think that was possible. I'm not saying LSU was world beaters, but like
He's never showed us anything prior that he could beat somebody with his arm.
Not like that. Although I saw some weird stats today, and we'll put them in our show notes, like in the actual tweet or when we post this. I should have sent them to you earlier, Tyler. They're really. I saw it like on the way over here. They're really kind of astounding. It's like a blind comparison versus 3 quarterbacks. You would want Jordan Travis. I won't say the other 2 names, but his numbers were better. He's 8-3 in his last 12 starts or 11 starts.
I don't know if you guys remember this,
Yeah.
but remember last year I tried to tell you guys that Jordan Travis could play football?
You did, but it was a caveat. He was better than Mackenzie Milton.
That is
and
true.
And then we saw that Mackenzie Milton was trash. I was like, all right, well, how really good is he? Right?
Yes, that is true. However,
You did say it.
you can like some guys you can just tell play football. Like he's a football guy. He's not a just a random quarterback that can run a little bit. Like he's a football player. I like Jordan Travis. I like Jordan Travis a lot more than I really want to. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, I thought he played. I thought he played really, really well. Like he was, he played good. He played good enough to win. I mean, he was like 9 of 13 on third down.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's something that can be consistently done. I don't think that's something that can be I don't think that's hard. That's really, really.
No, it is hard.
That's really, really efficient. But I don't think they need to be that good against everyone that they play.
So going forward, is there anything that you think that they can address to make it a better situation? Like anything, whatever.
So I mean, it goes. We have to talk about the play call, like where he pitched the ball. Like that can't happen. Like I love Mike Norvell. I think he is the answer. I think he is the right guy for the job. I think he has to hire better assistant coaches. Like I'm not naive to that. I do think he has to put better people around him. I don't think his staff around him right now is good enough. And so he's gonna have to go make hard decisions. But like that play call, whether it's him or whether it's Atkins, at the end of the day, it goes on his shoulders. He's the head coach. I understand they had really, really good success. They ran it earlier in the drive for like a 17-yard gain, and that's only because the guy ran out of bounds.
Right.
But we only need 2. You just can't put the ball in the air. Like I think you just have to get an I formation and run the ball straight at people right there.
Yeah.
And I know that is the strength of their defense, but pretty much it manhandled them. Not really. On that drive, they ran the ball effectively at them. I don't think you can put the ball in the air there. Like that's in my opinion, that's inexcusable. Run the football, score a touchdown, and we're not having the stupid conversations we're having like this week.
So that last part is kind of where I was hoping you would go with it, which is just being able to put teams away, especially teams that they should put away. Like they should have put LSU away.
100%
LSU
agree.
gave them multiple opportunities to put them away.
Yep.
And Florida State just doesn't have. I'm not going to say the exact same thing that you said, but they don't have that want to right now to step on your throat.
I'll say it. Killer mentality.
Yeah.
They don't have that. Like, but what I will say is the loser blood that they had in previous years would have found a way to show itself, and they would have lost that game.
Right.
Now I feel like they do not have that killer mentality, but it's somewhere in the middle. Like it's closer. I think they play for each other. I think they compete. I think they do the things that you should do to be an average football team and somewhat overachieve at times.
Right.
Chris, Trey Lee has a question for you, and it says, Chris, you're the DC, and your OC makes the call and puts the defense back on the field. What are you saying in the headset?
All right, so Trey, here's how this works. So there's an offensive and defensive side. So at that moment, nothing else. Like I'm not gonna say anything to him. I tell you what I am doing. I'm probably walking back down the sideline because I thought it was over. I'm probably cussing at anyone and everyone that I saw. Allegedly, I may say a curse word. I may not. Any offensive coach, I would have said exactly how I felt. But I'll be trying to figure out how not to lose the game for us here. I guess. Do you want to talk about the last drive defense? Like I know that wasn't his question. That's the question. Trey, they would hear me after the game. Probably even not on Sunday. They would hear me on Monday because we'd be celebrating on Sunday. But Monday, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, no, I'm with that.
As far as like how I would have handled the fourth down stuff or the last drive, the prevent stuff, I think they are still so shell shocked and jaded after what happened against Jacksonville State.
I think you're right.
I don't know that. I think he's scared. Like I think he's truly like, and I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
Like you almost lost your job that night. Like I get it. I think the right answer there is you have to bring a little more pressure and play a little tighter coverage.
Right.
But that's tough because if you don't. I think if they rush 3 and play tighter coverage, then they're better off in that situation. Like you just got to play tighter coverage, and tackle. I'm okay with rushing 3.
All right, let's go to a break real quick. We got about a 2-minute break, and then we'll hop back into Florida.
Yep.
before we go any further, we forgot to mention Shaheem Brown.
No, it was a hard net workout. But yeah, so that's what made it all the sweeter. Like, they give the touchdown, like the roller coaster of emotions was real at my house.
Yeah, super real.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. Not like it was at D-Land, right, Brad?
No, it wasn't even close.
No. But anyhow, Shaheem Brown, the effort play, like, goes and blocks the extra point. It's just huge, man. It's like huge. Like, everyone knows it's a reality. Like, you can block the extra point, but
Right.
it really doesn't hardly ever happen. But to give that type of effort, and then here's the thing I love most, and then we'll truly move on. Gator fans, I'm glad you're here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell a friend now, because we're fixing to go to Gator stuff. So, like, make sure y'all hop back in here. Tell all your buddies we're about to go in Florida. But Shaheem, when he's interviewed after, he literally says he gives credit to literally anyone and everyone else but himself.
Literally. I heard that too.
Like, that's incredible. He's from Lake City. He's one of our very own. He humble answer. He's the one, like, everyone will forever remember his name. But the first thing he does is give credit to anyone and everyone else other than himself.
Yes.
Like,
that was the first thing I noticed about the whole situation too.
To me, as like a Shaheem Brown fan, like, I freaking love that. And then second, like, culture is headed in the right direction. Anytime they ask a guy about a personal play, the first thing they do is shift focus on their teammate.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing. But let's go to Florida now.
Yeah, let's go to Florida. Before we get into Florida, big Gator fan Brian Dix. So this segment's going to be sponsored by Brian Sports. Definitely go give those guys a call or go see them, go talk to them, go hang out with them. Any of that is great. They're great people up there. Brian's one of the best there is. We'll get you whatever you need, shirt-wise, jersey-wise, pants, cleats, whatever you need for anything. He'll do his best to take care of you. So give him a call, 755-0570.
I love Brian, man. I bet he was happy.
I'm sure he was. I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure he was.
If he was in here, he could comment. We'll work on it.
Yeah, we will. So Utah was number 7 in the country coming into Gainesville.
They're not anymore.
Hot night down in Gainesville.
Were they overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I think they were properly rated. I think they're a top 10 team.
Okay.
I think they'll end up being a top 10 team.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a tough game coming down to Florida, and I know everyone's seen it. The guy literally throwing up because of how hot it was. I mean, they caught him a few times doing it.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. I thought Utah played okay. I think they were surprised at Florida's talent level.
I was surprised at Florida's talent level. You look at it, and we talked about it, and I was still surprised. I mean, I know Anthony Richardson's good. He is well advertised because he is really, really good, and everything all around. That's a talented team.
If you listen to our show, all we did was talk about how much a freakazoid he was. I didn't think we could shed any more praise on Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, we probably couldn't have. But
he did every single thing that you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, but to talk about it and then still to see someone live up to that, it's. Whew.
I guess I saw it. So I knew.
Well, you see it a little differently than
No, I saw it. I'm just saying I saw it in practice. I was fortunate to go to practice and see it. Like, I actually saw it.
That guy's a problem. Everyone already knew that, but he's a problem.
Yeah. I think the size and the strength of the offensive line, I think that was an issue for Utah. And then, just the backs. There was 3 of them. ETN played really, really well as a freshman. Didn't quite see that coming like that.
Me either.
I knew Wright would play, and I knew Montrell Johnson would play, and I knew they would both play pretty good.
Yeah.
And they did. I think I don't know this to be certain, but I don't think Lingard was ever going to play that game because this week he's listed on the depth chart, whereas last week he was not. Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but I thought Florida played pretty good. Same thing as Florida State. I thought their offensive game plan was really good, and I thought they executed really well. I thought the flow of the offense seemed good.
Yes, I agree. Napier did a heck of a job calling plays.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. That was the one thing that I was suspect on coming into the game, right?
That was it.
I knew that Florida man for man could play with Utah.
Yeah. But
I wasn't sure if Billy Napier could coach in that environment and that situation against that team and be that successful.
No, I agree. I think one of my keys to the game was, can the offensive line protect? Like, can they block Utah's front?
Right.
Yeah, they had no problem with that.
Yeah, no, they didn't. There was no sacks in the game, period. So,
No, it wasn't really all that close. When you have Anthony Richardson at quarterback, there's not going to be a whole lot of sacks. Like,
that's valid.
He makes everything right. He does. Like if somebody gets beat, he's gonna beat them. And
same with Cam Rising, though.
Yeah, I didn't think he played his best game.
No. He missed. So I thought
he missed a lot of open receivers.
He
right?
missed easy throws that I don't think he misses much of. And I don't know what the reason was. I mean, I have no idea why, because I saw him make those throws a lot last year, and I think you're going to see him make those throws a lot this year.
I don't think he played his best game. I think they go and I'm not trying to discredit the win. I'm not trying to discredit the win.
Yeah.
But, like, he missed some, like, really critical throws. I mean, he did. But, but he's got people bearing down on him. It's loud. It's hot. Like, all those things matter. Like, that's what we don't get to pick and choose what matters. Like, you don't.
Right.
We don't get to pick and like, that's part of the team. That's part of the game. That's part of the environment. Like, you don't just get to pick, like, if you, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. Like, it all matters. Those are all impacts. They impact the game. And they affected him because he didn't play to how he normally plays. Would you agree with that?
No, I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that.
But I say that to say, like, Florida deserves credit for that.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones causing the stress on him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
And Montrell Johnson, before we get far off of it, he tried to make me a liar earlier, fumbling the football and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then when he didn't fumble the ball, he really runs the ball hard.
He runs the ball really hard.
He showed that. He's a really tough tackle. Yeah. He just has to protect the football.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I think he'll do a better job of that going forward.
Yeah, he tried to make me a liar. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I literally looked at Brad because we were watching the game at in-laws house, and I was like, God almighty. All I did was tell everybody how good this guy is, and he wants to go in here and first carry and the swamp laid on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you cannot do that.
Yeah, fumble lost, too, not just a fumble.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they didn't have Anthony Richardson at quarterback, he probably scores. Yeah. Because he chased the guy down. Which is,
Joey, what was going through your mind at that point? Like, oh boy, or you're like, we're going to get this back, we're going to be okay?
At that point, nothing. There was nothing. I was good right there. I mean, it was so early in the game that anything can happen. One play's never going to win or lose your game, but the later that play happens, the more it feels like that one play cost the game. And so, fortunately for him, that one was early, so I never felt like this is going to be a bad situation for Florida. I was like, whatever, we'll see what happens.
Not the way you want to start, but they handled
absolutely
it. They
not.
handled it.
Yeah, I again, adversity right there, and nothing came of it. He ended up having a big touchdown late, so yeah, I'm not concerned with Montrell. I think he's going to be just fine. Chris was spot on with that one.
Yeah, he can play. He just unfortunately put the first one on the ground.
Right,
dude, come on.
Yeah,
you cannot do that. Please don't do that again.
I thought the D line was pretty good. They didn't do anything spectacular, but I feel like they did their job for the most part. Brenton Cox's stat line was stupid, like 10 tackles, 2.5 for loss. Just a good stat line, but that doesn't. I don't know, man. Stats don't always tell the picture, and once again,
Utah don't run counter.
Right. So run that back for me. Say that again.
Utah does not run counter.
Right.
He had to spill a damn thing.
No. He's still a liability. I've said this for a few days now. He's like the Troy Polamalu of our defense.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't make the flash plays.
I've seen that in the show notes, and I want you to expand on that a little bit because I remember Troy Polamalu was pretty good. So please explain.
Yeah. So Polamalu would just randomly do his thing, and Chris has talked about this before. Like he'll be like, "I'm going."
Yeah, we had a friend who talked about that,
and then he would just go do his thing, and everybody else was supposed to pick up the slack. But a lot of times for him, it worked, and he made the splash play, right? I think Brenton Cox does that in a different way, but it still happens.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make the splash play, and it's harder on the defensive line to make that splash play than it is at safety, I think, because there's so much more room on the field as a safety. Like you can see things a little bit easier, whereas at
and there's nobody accounting for you,
right?
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like what would happen is. So to fill everybody in, like the sitters in, this is a really cool story. So Kendall Pope played for Dick LeBeau a little while, and Troy Polamalu would just be like, he's supposed to have like a half or a quarter or a deep third. He'd be like, "Hey, I'm gone,"
and everybody else just knows.
And Dick LeBeau was like, if Troy says he's gone, y'all cover for him. Troy's gone. But so he was able to freelance, and then typically when he did that, he would just make crazy plays,
right?
Hurdling linemen or whatever.
He knew what he was doing, and he would time it right.
He saw stuff early, but he would also cost them the long touchdown in the playoffs against Denver.
Right.
When, was it Tebow threw it to Demarius Thomas?
Yep.
That was Troy's man. But if you watch that play, he's at line of scrimmage, and Troy's gone. They couldn't cover up for Troy, and so they lose a football game on it.
Right.
You know, so but yes, I understand where you're coming from. But like, difference is that D line, there's a left tackle or right tackle that's like, my job is to block you.
Right.
So if I say I'm a freelance, like, well, you still have to defeat a blocker as well. So I get what you're saying. So I wasn't as impressed with the D line. I was more impressed with y'all's linebackers.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I agree with that. I thought Bernie was better than he's been, but still not very good. But he made the play at the end, so it all covers it up.
It covers it up. You're right.
It covers it up.
Yep.
And then I thought Miller looked good, but not like he's going to look. You could tell that it had been a year since he played.
Yeah. I was pleased with the defense for the most part. I thought Utah kind of got what they want for a lot of the night, until they couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, so bend don't break. They bowed their back when it mattered. They had their back against the wall. If they score there, it's literally over. Probably, maybe not. You have AR at quarterback, so who knows? But they bowed their neck when they had to. I thought Rising missed some throws. I thought it was weird that Utah didn't run the ball downhill at them a little bit more. I thought they had that some, especially late in the game.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? They kind of went away from it. Mm-hmm. But Cam Rising's your quarterback, so so I get leaning on him a little bit too.
Absolutely. What do you think? What do you think of Desmond Watson? Big D tackle number 21.
Yeah, I know
you know who he is.
Oh, okay.
But just saying that for the others.
I didn't realize he was 440 something pounds.
439.
439.
Yeah, Desmond Watson is 439 pounds, and he's every bit of 439 pounds.
Yeah, they're probably being kind, actually. I don't know, Joey. I thought he got pushed around a little bit.
So I thought he was up and down.
Yeah.
And that's what I put in the show notes just to remind myself. Like, there's been a lot of praise, and a lot of Big Dez is doing his thing out there for a 430 pounder. He looks good. He's moving well, and part of that is true. He does move well. To be 439 pounds, he moves well. And I thought at times he did what he was supposed to do, which is clog the middle. Like, he did that. But in at other times, he was 3, 4, 5 yards off the ball by the end of the play.
Yeah, I agree. And so with 440 pounds being wrong, like, that's really obvious, right? Like,
yes,
it's not good.
No, that's exactly right.
But I think that goes to conditioning. Like, of course, golly, he's tired. Like, at some point, your body just says enough. Like, I can't go here. So when he was fresh, he's dominant. I get it. Or clogging it and making life easy for everybody. But when he's not, he's a liability. You cannot be 440 pounds getting knocked back into a linebacker's lap, because now nobody can make a play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Gervon Dexter, what about him? How'd you feel about him?
Okay, so Napier got asked about him in his presser on Sunday.
Yeah.
And they asked why he lined up 2 yards off the ball every play.
Yeah.
And Napier basically said, if you can figure that out, you tell me.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there, because he wasn't sure either. I don't get. Maybe he knew, he just didn't want to say. I would assume that he's going to be better going forward.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure. Our buddy Yek, friend of the show, he asked me, like, or he actually called me. It was like, hey, what's the reasoning? And I was like, dude, me and Joey watched it live with Riley. Riley's one of the sharper minds I've been around, and we don't have an answer for that. Like, I don't.
Like, zero answers.
No, only if you're running a stunt, and even then you're not going to be 2 yards out. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got to assume they'll get it figured out.
They'll have to address that.
Yeah.
But why is it happening in the first place? Whatever.
Yeah,
it could be freelancing. Who knows?
Maybe not something we should do. Probably the biggest takeaway I had was all the young guys that played, though. I thought that was big for Florida. Just to get for multiple reasons, to get them on the field, get them experience, and get them experience in a huge game, in the swamp at night against a top 10 team. I thought that was big. ETN was one. Again, I didn't expect him to play quite that much. I knew Shamar James would play. I knew Kamari Wilson would play. Devin Moore, I knew had a chance to play. But the defensive guys, there was them and somebody else was on the field at the same time on the goal line stand. On that last play of the goal line stand, like, you had 4 true freshmen on the field then.
Wow.
So, like, that's big time.
Yeah,
that's big for the program. It's big to have the recruits see that, because for the last 4 years when Dan Mullen was there, like, freshmen don't play unless something has to happen for you to play, basically.
Yeah.
And so to see the young guys step up and play meaningful roles is a positive, a plus. And so, yeah, I mean, those guys, I think Shamar James plays more and more throughout the year at linebacker. I think he's going to be a difference maker on that team.
I agree. Do you think so after the win, do you think that they are 12 being overrated, underrated, too high?
They're too high right now. They're too high.
Yeah,
I think it's an overreaction to one win. It's a good win. It's a great win even. And like I said, I think Utah's still going to be a top 10 team by the end of the year. I don't think that really matters right now. I think getting them at home is a huge thing. The unknown, I think that helped Florida. Like, nobody really knew exactly what was going to happen. I mean, you can look at tape from Louisiana, but it's not the same. And they didn't have Anthony Richardson at quarterback. They had Levi Lewis, which, he's about 100 pounds lighter. Arm's not quite as good. So I think all of that, like, it was a perfect storm of good situations turned into one great situation. And I think that's what happened with the win. I think that's why they won. I think that they're really good. I do think they're good, but they're not. They don't deserve to be ranked number 12 in the country at this moment.
I was like, maybe not yet.
No, I'm not saying they won't get there.
Yeah, but like,
I'm not saying they won't get there. But right now,
it's like it's over a 15 spot jump, I believe.
More, because they were like 32 or something.
Yeah,
I think it's a 20 spot jump.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they should absolutely be ranked.
100%. Yeah.
But like, good Lord.
I think top 25 is good.
Yeah, I'm okay with 18, 19.
I was going to say 15 to 20. I'm cool with it. Anywhere in there is cool.
Yeah, I
But
think
12
that would have been a significant leap, but not to 12. 12's a lot. I think.
But that's huge for Florida because you're just closer to that playoff spot now.
Well, in a couple of years, yeah.
Okay.
2026, I think.
Oh no!
Or
I'm talking about this year.
It's not this year, is it?
No. But they're 4. I'm talking about 4.
If
they're already
at so many places, we're not even talking about playoffs this year.
If they're already at 12,
playoffs. We're talking about the playoffs. Should win a game.
Let's see. I don't have a whole lot more. You want to move on to Kentucky, seeing as we're an hour in?
Yeah, let's.
What'd Trey say?
One last thing about that. I love Anthony Richardson, right?
He's really, really good. I know where you're going with this.
He's one of my favorite Gators, maybe of all time. I've been on this train for a long time. Like, I have. Since he was at Eastside High School. Don't look over there like that.
Pause. Give me the camera. Pause. Pump the damn brakes. All time?
He's
one of your favorite Gators of all time.
Of all time.
Wow.
He's up there with, like, Patrick Young and Shane Edge and
Shane Edge. No, he ain't on. No.
Percy Harvin.
Tim Tebow?
He's not one of my favorite Gators. I know. Listen, I understand. I understand what that means.
You know how people give you like that takes that will get you killed?
I know.
That's it.
I know. Trust me. I know. People hate it. He's just not one of my personal favorite players of all time.
Whew. Woo-hoo.
I don't know why. I love him. I'm incredibly grateful that he was a Gator.
The PMP's fire, by the way.
And he, oh wow, and he, and so yeah, I love Tebow. Anyways, we're getting off this.
Sorry, yeah, I just was you hit me. I didn't expect that.
I'm sorry, that's my fault. There's no reason for him to be the Davey O'Brien quarterback of the week.
Who should be?
Stetson Bennett.
Oh my God!
It is what it is, man. What do you
say? This 1 hour in, yeah, I know when to tell her to listen.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett, dude, they played so good.
So good.
They're a problem.
They're a big problem.
I want
no part of that team, and I'm not being facetious right now.
No, they're a problem.
Like, people are going to look at that and be like, well, Oregon was obviously not very good.
Okay. Well, they beat them like they weren't very good on a national stage.
You know who else would beat them like they're not very good? Freaking nobody. Not like that.
Not like that.
No.
I'm telling you. Stetson Bennett, what he did, seriously, I'm being dead serious right now. What Stetson Bennett did Saturday was the most impressive thing that I saw Saturday.
He really was. He's a lot better.
Looked like a whole new quarterback.
Yeah, he
I don't know what else to say. He looked like a good quarterback.
He did.
The sitters are going nuts on you, by the way. They're all talking about, like, someone needs to check on you. Traylon said, man, I started 3 games. He's my all-time Gator favorite.
Oh, it's not about what he's done. It's not about the accolades on the field, guys. I like the human being. Okay, he's a good person. He's done good things for the community.
Okay, see, now your argument's falling apart because you may have never had a better human being than Tebow.
It feels good to be on a guy early and then be proven
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. It feels good to be
This
on a guy
is your
early.
college version, Lamar Jackson, whatever. Man. Also, if you're listening right now on the podcast, listen. What you need to do is you need to subscribe, jump in, because this live stuff is way more fun than anyone can imagine. I promise. The comments are going stupid. It's great. Jump in. You've got to subscribe. Real quick, Joey, before we go to the preview, is there anything else you want to do on the review?
No, I'm good.
One thing I want to do is you mentioned Shane Edge, and it kind of hit me. Shane said Florida State doesn't travel, blah blah blah. They don't move the needle. They suck. Blah. He said all this other outlandish garbage. Is he in right now?
I don't think he is.
I wish he was in. Shane, if you're not in, that comment, you need to start getting in, old man.
Yeah.
He's asleep right now. Oh, pretending to sleep. He's not really asleep.
Yeah.
He's just pretending to sleep. He turned his phone off. So
okay, well,
but he's still got Twitter on. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, Shane, over the weekend, Florida State, LSU, as far as most watched games, aka moving the freaking needle, 7.5 million. They came in number 2. Number 1, Notre Dame, Ohio State, 10.5 million.
Well, that's
and
a
then,
lot.
Yeah, good Lord. Then Oregon, Georgia was 3rd at 6.2 million. So if Florida State's on TV, people are watching, baby. People are watching. Also, did you see all the accounts of how much Florida State fans were running New Orleans?
Oh, I seen a tweet that was talking about
I did see a lot
Bourbon
of that.
Street was
There was a lot.
taken over by Florida State.
But I think LSU fans were impressed with how the response. So I say half of that tongue in cheek, messing with Shane. But come on, guys, to say that Florida State doesn't move the needle, we suck and we still move the needle. 7.5 million people. Come on,
We
relax.
don't suck, Chris. 2-0, baby. Best record in college football.
Yeah. Well, tied. I don't want to go there with you, Brad. Let's go to
Kentucky.
Preview.
Yeah.
Their O-line, Joey. Their O-line gave up 4 sacks to Miami of Ohio.
I like that. Yeah, they did. They ended up pulling away late. I think it was 38-13 was the final. It was not that way throughout most of the game.
What does Florida's D-line do to that O-line who gave up 4 sacks to Miami of Ohio?
I hope they dominate it. I hope they go. I know Kentucky starts 2 freshmen on the left side, and then they got a couple of first-year starters. I think one at center and one at right tackle or right guard, one of the two. So yeah, and in my mind, in my head, I feel like Florida should kind of have their way with Kentucky's O-line. Kentucky, they gave up. Sorry, no, they had 100 or they had 50 yards rushing. Sorry.
Hold on, you skipped to the second one. I want to hit that. In that graphic I was telling you about the unnamed quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
Your second point,
Will Levis.
he was one of the 3.
Yes.
He had worse numbers than Jordan Travis and O'Leary for NC State.
Yeah.
By a lot.
So somebody put a graphic up about a month ago of quarterbacks in SEC play only, and then put up player A, player B. One of them was Emory Jones, and one of them was Will Levis, and Emory Jones had him beat by a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think Will Levis is very good. I just don't. I want to because everybody loves him, but I'm not that guy. I don't like Will Levis. I don't think he's good. I don't think they have enough firepower to make him good. And that's a problem. Rodriguez isn't playing the running back, the starter, Chris Rodriguez.
He's not playing this week?
No.
Oh, really?
No. They asked Stoops about it, and he was like, if you find out, why don't you tell me?
Really?
He has no idea, so that's not good. And
I know him.
They lost their 3rd and 4th back, so the only real back of any significance is the Cavassier Smoke guy. And he's not bad, but like I said, they had 50 yards rushing last week against Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, that's not great. That's not great at all.
Yeah, they play in the MAC.
Yeah. So we need to do our predictions here.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to have on that? Because I don't have a whole lot to add. I think it's pretty easy for me. We're actually going to redo the number for ourselves, and I'm gonna give you a number, and you guys are going to tell me where y'all are at because I think we're all on it.
Yeah.
As it currently is the same.
Okay.
Let's flip that up a little bit.
Okay.
So the number is what? 6.5?
Yeah.
5.5, I think.
Well, our graphic is 5.5. I think at one book it's 5.5, and the book that we use the most.
But I don't
it's
know
at
what
6.5.
you're talking about. The one you use.
I'm with him.
It's now 6.5 on the graphic too.
Yeah, 6.5 on the graphic.
So 6.5.
If we stall long enough, we may get the graphic. But yeah. So, anyways, Joey or Brad, we'll let you go first. On that graphic there, that's coming up very short. There it is. What do you have here?
If it was 6.5, I'm going Florida easily.
If it's 5.5, Florida.
Florida easily.
Okay, Joey.
Yeah, I think Florida wins big.
Yeah, me too. I'm big on. I'm 6.5. I'm putting.
I can go ahead and say if anything up to 14, I would take Florida.
Oh my gosh.
I think they beat them. I'm not gonna. They beat them handily. I don't think that this game's close. I've said all year that I don't think Kentucky. This has little to do with Florida and way more to do with Kentucky.
Set it at 13.5. You're going the over.
I'm going Florida.
14.5.
I think Florida wins by 21 plus.
Holy shoot.
I don't say that very often. I'm not like a homer guy that says I like this team because they're my team. If I think Florida's going to get beat, I'll tell you Florida's going to get beat. I just don't think Kentucky can play football with Florida. I think they're the sixth. I think they're the sixth best team in the East.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I do.
Wow.
I do. I think they're the sixth best team.
Is that going to turn out to be a hot take or a really good take?
I don't know. I think Missouri's better than them. And Vandy maybe. I'm
not
not 100%.
right, stop.
Relax.
I'm not 100% sure yet.
Okay.
Did you see what those boys did to Hawaii?
Stop.
Okay, Vandy's not. Yeah. Vandy's not.
The Rainbow Warriors over there, out there on the island.
Somebody else beat the Rainbow Warriors. In fact, the Rainbow Warriors are a 50-point dog to Michigan this week.
You're
drunk. I seriously believe they're fifth to sixth best team in the East. Kentucky.
Yeah, godly, buddy. I don't see. I can't get with 21. Brad, I'm up for you and me being sane. Let's set it at 20. Let's set it. No, I'm just kidding. 13.5. Where are you at?
13.5. If I'm betting, I'm leaving it alone. But,
okay, so you're walking away from 13.5.
Yeah.
I'm probably still going to go Florida 13.5. Bro, I can't get with 21. I cannot do that. I think I have to draw the line at probably 15 or 16.5. I think that's. I think
it's just a lot of points, and I get
have to lay the points there. I can, but I can see it. He's got it now. I can see it. I can see it getting out of hand.
Okay, with our new graphic, I'm easily going Kentucky. I don't care, Joey.
Is that 27.4 or 274?
That's 274.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, I would walk away from the table there.
Yeah,
just kidding. Putting the house on Kentucky. I don't know that we should. Where are we at on time, bro? It's an hour and 8 minutes. Is there anything else in there that we need to talk about or go over?
No, I don't. No.
If you guys in the comments that have been here all night, freaking rock stars, hour and 10 minutes in, if y'all have a question that we can answer relatively quickly.
Yeah, you make sure you type it quickly.
Yeah, throw it in there.
While they're typing those questions quickly, we do have one more ad read with the Country Club of Lake City. They have the club championship is now delayed until November. It was supposed to be next weekend, but with all the rain and all that, it's going to be delayed until November. And then my favorite tournament of the year, the Roundtree, a 2-day tournament. It is the 22nd and 23rd of October. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite tournaments. If you've never experienced it, if you've never been in it, you definitely should do it. Great time for sure. So yeah, make sure you go up there and sign up at the Country Club of Lake City to get in the Roundtree. Good times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Hunter said he loves this live chat thing. That's more of a statement, but we appreciate it.
Shout out Hunter. He's been busy.
No, I haven't seen what Trey said.
He said Anthony Richardson is just a good human, so he's a 21.5 point swing.
Shut up, Trey.
Hunter did have a question earlier. He said, do we think Richardson stays next year on or declares for the draft?
Let me get it. Camera's on me. He gone.
There's the hype train is so real. It is so real with him.
Bro, he's going to win a Heisman. Like, what are we talking about?
Stop it. He's not winning the Heisman. I hope he does because I have a future on it.
Do you really?
Absolutely, I do.
Well, then he's not winning the Heisman. Damn it, Joey.
He was only 32-1.
Huh?
Not 9,000, huh, Brad?
Not 9,000.
Not 900.
Hey, man, shout out to...
My horse is 9,000.
Let's wrap this
Your
thing up,
horse
man.
was 90.
Who?
Your horse was 90-1.
Well, it said plus 9,000. That's what I'm going off of.
Brad, we'd be retired. Now it just hit me. We'd be retired if it was 90,000. You'd be off the show.
It said plus 9,000. So,
if he's such a good guy, he's staying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
We got anything else, guys?
No, shout out to all you sitters. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend. It's been a lot of fun. If you're listening to the podcast and not on the live stream, honest to God, you're missing out. Hop in with this next week.
I absolutely agree with that. It was a fun time. Enjoyed it. I felt like this week was a little smoother, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, Brad.
That's going to be it for United Citizens and Bradford Douglas, along with Joey Edge and Chris Martinez with producer Rolf, and we are Front Porch Sitting. See you next time, Sitters.